Welcome to Tecmo Tuesday, and welcome to the conference championship of the 1977 season that we're doing in Tecmo Tuesday. Sadly, we lost in the divisional round last week, but I'm not going to just end the season like that. It's not how I play this game. So I will be simulating and watching the two conference title games this week. So we got the Raiders and Dolphins on one side, and then we got division rivals Giants and Cowboys on the other. So without any further ado, let's get it going. Oh, and Stabler's back. Raiders have gone through the first two rounds of the playoffs without him. Now, personally, I am pulling for the Raiders because they're my team. And I'm out. So, you know, it's, they're my team, and I, despite how underwhelmed I am with the state of them right now, and all that bullshit, you know, like, I still support them. And even in shit like this, like Tecmo Super Bowl, there, you know, I still pull for them in situations that have, in neutral situations. Like, for example, I'm playing as Tampa in these, in this particular run. So the only time I root against the Raiders is when I'm playing against them, and that's what happened last year in the Super Bowl. I'm hoping to see them break the trend, because they've made it to, now this is the 5th season of this Tecmoverse, and even though the years are jumping all around and not necessarily making any kind of sense continuity wise, they've made it to 2 Super Bowls and lost in both of them, one of which at my own hands. So I'd like to see them break that streak. Stabler's got Blitnikoff and a first down in the red zone. Stabler back again. He's got a couple options. Oh, that was not the option to go for, but Blitnikoff still caught it. He had a couple other guys that were, you know, that were open he could have gone to, but, you know, he went through it to coverage. It worked. And Banana Sack has the rushing touchdown to get the Raiders on the board, and they now have the lead. And kicking off back to the Dolphins. Let's see what they have to offer. Well, a nice kickoff return, that's for sure. Just like in the 1974 playoff game between these two teams, Miami. That was the Sea of Hands game. The Dolphins took a kickoff return, the opening kickoff of the whole game, for a touchdown, just to start the game off. On a wild note, it would be a wild game. We'll see if this one lives up to that hype as well. I mean, it's Raiders Dolphins of in the 70s. It's you know, two of the more dominant franchises of the time. So it's fitting for them to be in the AFC Championship. Not so much for the Giants and Cowboys. Cowboys make sense. Giants, that's a weird one. I think I snorted a little bit just now when, So Dolphins settling for a field goal again. And, Premian just about sneaks it in there, but he got it through. Still trailing, though, 7-6. Settling for field goals is one of those things that, you know, might come back to bite him in the ass. But You can win conference title games without having to score touchdowns. Just ask the 1990 Giants, who beat Joe Montana without scoring a touchdown in a playoff game for a trip to go to the Super Bowl. So, I mean, that just goes to show how great that defense was and mistake-free their offense was. Anyway, third down here for the Raiders, and they do get the first down, so that would have been a big stop for the Dolphins had they been able to make that. That time, Stabler was not able to thread the needle and get it to Cliff Branch that time. Oh, and that right there could be the Raiders kept it. I was going to say, making mistakes, that's in tight games. And I know it's early. It's only, or not even halfway through the second quarter here, but, you know, this just has the makings of a game of inches. And in any game, turnovers are a big deal. They can be the difference. And that time, Dolphins knew exactly what was coming, setting up a third and long for sure. He's going for Branch on the other side. Another tight, highly contested catch, this time by Branch. And that time, Bo Camper with the sack. Once again, making the Raiders go for have to convert long yardage situations, and now it's gonna be 3rd and 25. So Raiders just got to try to stay in field goal range here, and they are gonna do the short pass to Van Egan. He's gonna get to the original line of scrimmage. He actually got close to the first down, 5 yards out. That's, you know, the 20-yard pickup. But they will settle for a field goal. That was the right move. Get a little bit closer. And then maybe, you know, shit happens. Maybe you can make a break for it and get a first down. But and as close as they got, it didn't happen. And once again, the Dolphins with the kickoff return. This time to almost the red zone. Bob Greasy hands off to Malone. He gets stuffed right away. So 2nd and 13. Last couple drives, both offenses, including on this drive, having to play from or convert from further away from the original line of scrimmage. But on one running play on 2nd down, they're able to get it all back. And then some. So 2nd and 8. There's only 50 seconds left in the half. Even though the Dolphins have plenty of time here, if they manage to get 30 seconds or less on the clock at any given time, they're gonna just kick the field goal, and that might happen right here. Yeah, 31 seconds. No, they're gonna go because it's above that 30-second threshold. But that time they got the blitz, and it's 4th down. That wasn't. I don't know. It was a bit weird to go for that call to begin with, but I think they just want to get the points, which they just about do. Once again, you premium with the field goal, so it's 10-9. And that's going to be, I mean, unless there's a fumble or something here, that's going to be the half with the score of 10-9. That was a hell of a kickoff. So we'll see what happens here. I believe the Raiders get the ball to start the second half. They can score another touchdown. You know, they'll be up 2 scores, and the way things are going with the Dolphins having to settle for field goals, you know, that's not good if you're a Miami fan. They gotta punch one through, because I don't think you're gonna be able to keep the Raiders' offense at bay all day. Second down after the incompletion. They go to Van Egan, and he is going to get about halfway to the first down. 3rd and 5. This is a big 3rd down. Once again, they convert. Oh, and Bonanzik is going to go down. He's been a big part of the Raiders' offense in these playoffs. But another injury to another running back. It's next man up. You know, you gotta step up and fill that role. So 2nd and 6. Raiders going to the ground game here, which they did pretty well back then, but they were mostly an air it out team. They used to, you know, play the vertical game, as Al Davis called it. So here we go, 3rd down and 10. And, oh, they're going to blitz him, and if he can't get rid of it, which he does not, Matheson gets the sack. It's going to be a long-ass field goal. And if he misses, it will be great field position for the Dolphins, only down by 1. Big rush coming in, but he kicks it through, and he just about gets it. So 13-9. Man extends the lead for the Raiders by 4, but Dolphins are still within range. They can, if they score a touchdown, they'll take the lead for the first time since that opening drive field goal. So the Dolphins can, you know, chalk it up to, or you know, they can chalk up their recent success here as far as the defense slowing the game down. They've been able to keep the Raiders out of the end zone. Oh, and there's a fumble. That's not what they needed. Old man Willie Brown with the fumble recovery, and that return is not going to be as iconic of a shot as the Super Bowl 11 game was against the Vikings. And Garrett busting through some defenders, trying to make his presence felt coming off the bench. I'm sure that there were doubters all over the place, thinking that he could, you know, pull anything off as the 4th string running back, basically. But here we go, 1st down for the Raiders. If the Dolphins hold to a field goal, you know, it's like they'll hang around. It's gonna be a 2-score game. Oh no, actually a field goal, and they'll be only 7 points down. So they've got to stop them here. I know it's still the 3rd quarter, but at the rate things are going for them, first off, they're gonna need touchdowns. And secondly, they need to stop them from getting a 1st down, and that's going to be close. He got it, though. So, minute 5 left in the 3rd. Raiders up, and it's 1st and goal from the 7. There's a play fake. You should check it right down, and that will... Oh, no, he's going to throw it to the end zone, but he still got it. It was into coverage. Bolitnikov has been a hot hand in those highly contested catches. But he's been snagging them. And Cliff Branch has one, too, in the same scenario. And that extends the Raiders' lead to 20-9. Despite having both of their backup running backs in. Like I said, those turnovers are a killer. The Dolphins were in a position to drive and take a lead, but that fumble fucked everything up. Handoff to Malone. And, you know, they got to score a touchdown. They got to score a touchdown because a field goal, they're still down 8. Reese drops back. He's got a guy open down the field. He decides to run it instead. He had a guy that was streaking down the field. But you know what? He's going to get a huge gain anyway inside the 20. What a run by Greasy. Is the pitch to Malone. He's got guys in front of him that time, though. It was the biggest run of the day for the Dolphins. Definitely in terms of impact. And Greasy's going to run it. He's going to take it into the end zone, so there you go. Who would have thought that the door that the Dolphins needed to break down to get into the end zone was going to be by Bob Greasy running the ball. Just tuck it in and run. He was the MVP by far on that drive. 2 big runs, one of them for a touchdown. So they're going to go onside here. I think it's a little early to be doing that, especially when the percentage is really, really low on recovery. There's plenty of time left. They could even kick it deep, and if they can keep the Raiders from getting the end zone, even a field goal, they're still within 7. So I disagree entirely with that decision by the Dolphins, but we'll see how it plays out. Because it was, at this point, they need a 3 and out, and it's going to be 3rd and 10 here, so the Dolphins have a shot here to get the ball back. And they are going to throw an incompletion. There was a big rush coming in, so they're going to punt it away. They got the 3 and out that they needed. So things worked out there, although they could be, if they would have kicked off, they'd be in better field position right now. They will get the touchback because Ray Guy doesn't know his own strength, and he blasted the hell out of it. Maybe that's what they were thinking. Even if they kick it way down there and they manage to hold him to a punt, they're still going to end up with kicking it, starting with the ball way the hell back here with Ray Guy punting. So here we go. 3 minutes left, a little less than 3 minutes left. 3rd and 1 from the 30. And they're going to do a pitch, and it's going to work. Everybody's on the other side of the field. And Malone is going to take it past the 40 for a first down. 2:38 left. Dolphins using the timeouts, which they don't really need so much right now, but maybe they want to conserve as much time as they can just in case they turn the ball over or something. Greasy drops back. He waits the last possible second, and he throws a pick. That was not, under pressure. He threw it into right down the middle of the field into coverage, and the assassin Tatum with the pick. You know, with Tatum and Brown back there, it's not something you want to be. Those aren't guys you want to be throwing against too much. And Garrett making some moves off the bench, getting inside the 15. And Dolphins calling some desperation timeouts here, looking like, it's not completely over yet here. Not by, especially when you see sacks here. At minute 26, they could, get a couple of quick stops, hold them to a field goal, and then you've got a little bit less than a minute left to do your thing with no timeouts and needing a touchdown. It's all possible. So here we go, 3rd down and 20, a minute 13 left. Basically, they can convert a first down without scoring, but they need to get in the end zone, basically, because it's the 1 yard line, it's the first down marker, and it doesn't matter, another sack. So, Dolphins, obviously, a missed field goal is huge here for the Dolphins, because then they won't have to, it doesn't matter, they got it. So now the Raiders not only extend their lead to 7, where the Dolphins have to score a touchdown just to tie, but now they get the kickoff is going to eat up at some clock, as opposed to missing the field goal and just getting the ball right there on the spot. So this is, taking up some time. The one thing, though, is the Dolphins have had good returns, and that's one of them right there. But only 30 seconds left, and they're hardly closer than they would have been if they had just gotten the missed field goal. So Greasy's going to run, and he's going to make some guys miss. He's going to get taken down at about the 43, 44-yard line, and there's going to be 4 seconds left. This is it. They do the play fake. Oh, he's got a guy open at the top of the screen. He connects it to Harris, but he gets tackled. That was not the guy to throw to. He had a receiver at the top of the screen who was streaking down the field. You take that heave. I know it's, you run the risk of not, of it not being accurate of a pass, but you gotta go for that when the time is out. There's no time left. So Greasy threw a pick. They also had a fumble. It was a tight game. There wasn't a lot in the terms of yardage. Just look at the quarterback stats. Even combined between the two of them, it's 169 yards, 149 yards. Not a lot. 149 for one guy is a decent game in Tecmo, but when it's 149 with both quarterbacks, then there's not a whole lot going on with the passing game. Both teams ran for more than they passed, and those turnovers were killer. Can you say? And the Raiders just got in the end zone more. So that's it for the AFC Championship game. We will move on to see who the Raiders will be playing. Will it be Raiders Cowboys? A Super Bowl that never was, despite the fact that both of these teams were always there in the 70s, were always in the mix. And, two of the more storied franchises of all time, although the more recent past has not been too kind to them. Or will it be the Giants, who were not really a threat in any kind in the 70s? But in this Tecmoverse, they've been there. They won the first Super Bowl, and it might be a chance for revenge. Me, personally, I want the Giants to win because fuck the Cowboys. And not to mention that whole dynamic of Raiders-Giants being a, first off, there's the whole, personally, it is nostalgic because of, the seasons I would play against my stepdad, he being a Giants fan. and we play Madden and Tecmo seasons against each other using those teams. Not to mention that in the first Tecmo Tuesday season that we had, it was Raiders-Giants in the first Super Bowl. I had to watch that one as well. So it'd be nice to see a revenge game attempt. And there is a first down for the Cowboys getting into Giant territory. Staubach with the with the play fake, I mean, and he's going deep for Pearson, and what a jumping catch for the score. There was nobody near him, but it looked like it was going to be an overthrow, but Pearson jumped up and caught it, and here we are, touchdown Cowboys. Just like that, it's 7-0. I could have gone back and looked at all the results of the games when I did the auto skip to see who won these Giants-Cowboys games, but I wasn't gonna do that. I mean, if I could, if they kept track of every result in game, I would definitely go and look at that to see how that worked out. Just for curiosity's sake. I'm assuming, because the Cowboys won the division, that they at least won one game, if not both, against the Giants. Sarchik drops back. He had him. It was right in his hands, and I don't know if he would have got the first down because there were guys closing in, but he might have. It wasn't a gimme that they were going to tackle him. So they punt that away, and that is a nice punt to the 5. And they tackle him at the 11. And as a blitz, Giants close in, and Harry Carson, the Hall of Famer, with the sack, forcing a second and very long. Not to mention that they're in the shadow of their own goalpost. And it's Dorsett, and he cannot get out of jail. That point of that play was just to get out away from the end zone, give some room because you don't want to get safety. And they're going to do the same thing this time to Newhouse. And there's a lot of... Oh, my God, he had so much real estate, but he just happened to run into a guy who was there. He was engaged with the tackle, but he managed to get away. So the Cowboys have to punt, and the Giants, they had a rough first possession, or at least a rough ending to it. But here with this nice return, they get into Cowboy territory, and after stopping them on the drive, they managed to get the momentum back to them. And Kotar, or Kotar? I have no idea who that is. Pitch out to Hammond, and that will be a first down. Giants are, an old school team, ground and pound. That's how they operated for a long time. They certainly did back then. And there is, it's like that's what it is. That's old school for you. The run sets up the pass, and that's what happened there. Touchdown Giants. And that will tie the game, barring a crazy situation here. And that's not the case. Johnson takes it from the 5. And, oh shit, a fumble. The Cowboys do get it back, though. And Staubach gets the recovery and takes it out to the 31, so that actually benefits them because they were going to be at about the 19. That's like a 12-yard difference. But they lose a couple on that one. Staubach throws, and Richards makes the catch. There were guys in the area, but they weren't really threatening to pick it off. Nice pass on that exchange. Ugh. And there's a first down for the Dallas. Pick up a 5. Staubach drops back. He's got guys covered, but Newhouse was in the right place at the right time. Actually, I mean, he was just running his route. Right place at the right time was Staubach on the kickoff. He recovered the fumble. And there's a pass to Newhouse to get a first down. They've been matriculating the ball down the field. It's the way it's been in this game. There hasn't been any monster plays really too much to speak of, but just efficient plays. Staubach hands off to Dorsett, and he can walk in the end zone. By the time the defenders got to him, it was too late, and one of them took a cheap shot after the score. So Cowboys reclaim the lead after, you know, a really good first possession. They've, you know, they kind of fell asleep, but they woke up just in time for the, you know, basically, possibly the last possession of the half of them. The Giants have really good field position with a minute and a half left in the second. And, oh my gosh, that was, that pass took a while to get there, which is, you don't want to throw it in the middle of the field and loft it up there like that, but that's what happened there. The defenders got in there. That's when, you know, receivers get their heads taken off. And that was just blanketed coverage there. So 3rd and 10 for Sarchik and the Giants. He's in the gun. He throws. He's got... Oh, what a catch by Perkins. There were 2 guys on him, and he had to jump up to get it. So 44 seconds left in the first half. Giants trying to fight to, you know, tie the game here. Handoff to Hammond. 33 seconds left in the half. If they don't get a touchdown here, they're going to end up kicking a field goal no matter how it ends. And Kotar's going to get to the... Oh, he just about gets inside the 10, but there's not going to be enough time left. They're going to kick the field goal with 8 seconds left. And Danello puts it through 14-10. And there will still be just enough time for a kickoff. 5 seconds left. I thought there was less than that, but I think it's just because the field goal was so short that there's not enough time passed. So it's been a tight game. I wouldn't say. I mean, Dallas obviously has you know, they're up 14-10. They've played just a little bit better. They both of their scoring drives, they managed to get in the end zone, and that was really the difference of the game. There was that almost turnover for the Cowboys. That would have been bad because they were deep in their own territory. You know, basically would have been in the red zone for the Giants. But the Giants are, you know, they get a nice big play here. Just like that, they're in scoring range. Defense blows up that one, though. 2nd and 12. Sarchik in the gun. He's got 4 receivers. He's got a couple of options. He checks it down to Bob Hammond, though. He gets the first down, though. I mean, everybody was everywhere else, it seems. I mean, he did have open guys in the middle of the field, but if he would have thrown another one of those lofty passes that had the defenders enough time to catch up to it, it could have been bad. He's going for the end zone, and Marshall, and it is picked off by Mel Renfro. Big play for the Cowboys. That was risky, obviously. So now the Giants, once again, they blow an opportunity, and just like they blew an opportunity to recover a fumble down here, that drive led to a touchdown. And even a field goal would have been nice to have, but it's nice to get some points, you know? So that didn't happen. Giants defense, though, hanging in there, and Beasley Reese with the sack. Newhouse takes the handoff. He's been making some decent plays. You know, nothing spectacular, but enough to get it back to a 3rd and 10, get back to the original line of scrimmage. Staubach drops back. He's got pressure in his face. He throws it, and it is a nice pass to... What the fuck is that, Joe Dupree? So the Cowboys are in the red zone now, just like that. That was 3rd down. Giants could be getting the ball back, but instead they're going to watch as Newhouse gets another first down, and it's going to be first and goal from the 6. So, a touchdown on this drive, if they can finish the job, and Dorsett looks like he's going to. 2-score lead now for Dallas. Kick is up and good, and it is 21-0. I mean 21-0, 21-10. Cowboys. Oh man, almost picked, and he overthrew the shit out of. That could have been really rough. He's going deep again. They're just heaving it, but he catches it. Perkins has had a couple of these today. That's the end of the third. Oh, Giants! They have guys open. They have guys open, and Bisarchi's just gonna stand there as Daniel Day-Lewis, I guess, makes the sack. And now the Giants are forced to go for it. 4th and a mile and a half. They threw a pick. I mean, that guy was, even if they would have caught it, they would have been smothered, and that would have been it. So, I mean, I wouldn't know if I'd say this game's on ice, but the Cowboys are in really good shape. First down for Dallas. Just, you know, eating up at the clock at this point. Boy, Staubach looks fast here. Harry Carson with another sack. Giants need a turnover. Like, they need a big splash play like that. Newhouse with another handoff. He's going to get a first down. Knocking some more clock out. Going deep for Pearson. It's wide open. Nowhere even near him. And that's going to do it, folks. Drew Pearson puts the dagger in the Giants' season, pretty much. Now 28-10. With 3 minutes left, the Cowboys will, barring an insane miracle of sorts, which would include quick scores and onside kicks, plural. We've seen crazy things in Tecmo, but we're gonna need to see some really crazy shit, especially since the Giants haven't been going deep throughout the whole game. Giants, there's no urgency here. They're down 3 scores. They got to do one of just these pitch runs. And they throw it to double coverage. I mean, that's just the way the game's gone. At least the way the game's ended. It was a close game up until we got towards the until we got towards the end. Giants, offense just could not get it going in the second half. Defense did all they could up until, but they got tired or what, but it's just been a different story, a tale of two halves. But it was not, the score would indicate, providing that there aren't any more points scored. Now, like I said, what is the point of that? you lose yardage when you do catch it, and you possibly throw a pick. Staubach throws. He's looking to pad some stats, and there's a catch by Richards. The Giants make the tackle to preserve the score at 28-10, which, like I said, the score looks, you'd think it would indicate a blowout, and it felt like it, as you know, once the Cowboys started running away with the game. But you know, the Giants hung in there. But you know, as it got closer to the end, the Cowboys started to pull away, and big difference in the game. 272 yards passing for Staubach and 3 interceptions for Pisarcik. Just a couple killer ones early in the game that, you know, halted drives that could have been points, could have been big, could have changed the whole outcome. So, Cowboys win the NFC. Just as they did in 1977 in real life. They would go on to actually become Super Bowl champions by beating the Denver Broncos in real life, but instead they're going to play another AFC West team in the Raiders. That will be next week. I'll be simulating that game and the Pro Bowl just for shits and giggles to close out Season 5 of Tecmo Tuesday's 1977 season. So that will be where we pick up next week. Thanks for watching if you've watched up to this point. And I will see you next time for the Super Bowl.